Hello everyone, I'm LT. Today we will deeply analyze 3 major modification plans of PP5711 to help watch enthusiasts on the road of modification make wise choices. Whether you are a beginner modding enthusiast or a high-level player who pursues the ultimate perfection, this guide will provide you with comprehensive and professional references. There are 3 types of modification plans on the market. The first is basic modification. The second is advanced modification. The third is top-level modification. There are 3 watches on the table, represent 3 different modification styles. Next, let's take a look at the specific differences between these 3 versions. If you want to know more about watches, you can follow me. You can also add 8020639080206390. Let's discuss together more and more fun watch modification plans. The 3 watches on the table represent 3 different versions. The green dial represents the basic modification. The blue one is the sharp modification. The white one is the top modification. Next, let's take a look at the differences between these 3 watches. The green dial is the basic modification, is the preferred style for beginners. It retains the design language of the 3K factories, focusing on upgrading the replacement dial, hands, and calendar. And the case and strap and the shell and strap have been finely polished. But it should be noted that this version uses the Dandung 324 automatic movement. The automatic rotor is gold-plated instead of 18K gold. The engraving on the plates needs to be improved. This blue dial, it is an advanced version. It is based on the basic version. It has upgraded the movement deck. It also achieves a qualitative leap on the basic version through 3D modeling and 5-axis CNC engraving technology. The remolding of the deck with Swiss handmade polishing technology. The texture and chamfer treatment are infinitely the original level. It is particularly worth mentioning that the gilded lettering process, it can be infinitely close to the original with the customizable automatic coating. The depth of the engraving, for those who pursue details, provides more personalized space. This white dial is a top-level process. It uses ACE's non-card filter core and CNC shell. It represents the top modification solution in the market. It strives for perfection in every detail. The shell with original data CNC mold, which accurately replicates the iconic beak shape, and the polishing process of the lugs. It is equipped with ACE's non-card degree movement. The anti-code weight error can be controlled within 10 seconds. 18K gold weight and the gold inlay of Calatrava, which is basically the same as the original. The 3-color light dial comes from the same manufacturer, so the dial process is the same, including the hands and calendar are also the same process, so our focus is to compare its case and the differences in the movement. Next, let's compare the differences between 3K factory. Let's compare the cases first. Let's focus on the blue and white faces. Let's take them off. This blue dial is also a secondary gold film case from the 3K factory. This white dial is made of CNC shell. Let's put the 2 watches together. When we look at them from a distance, there is almost no difference when looking from afar. At a normal social distance, there is no need to worry. Even if you change the direction and angle, you don't need to worry. There is no problem with the entire shell. Although the 3K factories also use CNC shell molds, there are indeed some differences in some details. The most striking part is actually the beak. Let's take a look at the enlarged view of the original data. After CNC molding of the original data, its edges and corners are more distinct, especially at this position. At the beak position, perfectly replicates the sharp corner of the original. The shape of the beak is clearly visible. It is no longer the round arc on the 3K. We can see that the lugs are the same, which are very sharp. All 4 corners are all like this, and the treatment of the lugs is also an intuitive point. Look at the outer side of the lugs. It adopts a narrow polishing process. The 4 corners are the same. Narrow polishing process. We can see on the 3K, the chamfer on the 3K, the beak is not reflected. Sharp corners, sharp folding angle is not reflected. Let's look at this position again. It's hard to notice without a direct comparison. When we put the 2 watches together for comparison, we can see the shape of the beak. The small pointed corner at this folding point, right, is more pointed, but on the 3K, the position on the 3K is more rounded. This is the difference of guitar. We can also look at it from another direction. The left side is the 3K factory, and the right is CNC custom. The sharp angles of the entire shell are obviously different, including the core point we just mentioned. This is its chamfer grinding. Look at the 3K factory. The chamfer of the 3K factory adopts a wide design. We can see that the width is wider, while CNC adopts a narrow design. design. Let's look at the difference in polishing process. It's hard to notice without a direct comparison, but when we put them together, when we compare them directly, we can still clearly see the difference. This position is wide, this position is wide. Wide polished chamfer. We can see the CNC shell are all narrow, and the corresponding four corners. And the four corners are all designed accordingly. This is the biggest difference. Besides the shell, we can look at the front. The brushed surface on the front is also different. Look at the CNC shell. The wire drawing on the front is clearer and finer. The 2000 mesh wire drawing is far more delicate than 1200 mesh. 3K 2-ring mouth. The brushed surface of the CNC shell is also good, but it's darker, and the texture is not clear enough, especially on the case. The texture of the brushed surface is different. Let's take a look at the fineness. Look at this side. The texture is different. Look at the case. The texture of the shell is also different. For the strap and buckle, I personally think the basic model uses a 3K original 324 movement. The advanced model is equipped with a finely carved deck movement, which means its movement has been upgraded. If it is upgraded, is mainly focused on the deck. The third one is a ACE unclipped gold-plated 18-karat gold plating, which are all in a perfect mechanical state. Let's start from the left to the right. Let's first take a look at the basic style. Let's look at the movement. Let's take a look at the movement. The first thing that catches our eye is the U-card holder design. We can see the card loading position is very clear. The picture is a gold-plated picture. You can clearly see that. The texture of the picture and the texture of the picture is completely different. This deck doesn't have any engravings, but printed font. The font is double-spelled. The imprint is very unclear. It's very light, just like it's printed on. Look at this angle. The entire deck is not well made. The entire deck is also relatively dirty, right? Look at this position. The polishing is not delicate enough. The overall texture will be worse. Let's take a look at the advanced version. The advanced version of the movement. The first thing that catches our eye is the engraving. The entire deck. It uses a 5-axis CNC fine carving process. It is made of German silver. After the fine carving, it is synchronized with the original Swiss craftsmanship, grinding and texture. Every detail is done to the best of its ability. The gilded lettering is very beautiful. Let's look at the dual screen dual character machine, which is very intuitive, right? Of course, it still adopts a card degree design. The picture has not been changed when it comes to 18-karat gold. As for the 18-karat gold lump, because of the cost, so most manufacturers use the same material. The batches of 3K factories are different and different eras, so the pictures produced here, the depth of the engraving is also different. Let me show you some pictures with different engravings. They are all pictures from the original factory. The one below, the engraving is a little deeper. The engraving of Kalashnikov's heart is larger, thicker, while this one will be thinner. I have some extra pictures here. If you need it, you can get them for free. You can add 8020639080206390 to get it. Limited quantity. First come, first served. Finally, let's talk about the top version. The top version is our white dial. Let's focus on the movement. Its movement has been upgraded to the best. The movement adopts a cardless adjustment method. The body has only one hairspring fixing device. 4 counterweights are added to the balance. The error is adjusted by weights. It has the same functions as the original store. This 18-karat gold ball, Kala bamboo flower cross air intake, is more profound. Let's take a look at the wire drawing process, which is very clear. The wire drawing is delicate and textured. The overall quality is better. The same goes for the deck engravings. It also uses German silver craftsmanship, Swiss handmade polishing process. The chamfer and pattern are regilded. This is the state of the entire movement. Comparing the 3 watches, we can find that the Ace's movement is the best. Of course, you get what you pay for, and its price is also the highest. We can enjoy it again. We can see the entire movement deck, 18-karat gold block with a non-stuck design. This movement is also the best one at present. Ace's 324 movement. This movement also represents the highest version of customization. The quality of the Ace's 324 movement. Talking about the dial, we have another detail to talk about. Let's take a look. Customized dials can best reflect personal taste. We can also provide a variety of dial options. Let me show you. First is the classic logo-free blank design. This minimalist style, which is very suitable for those who pursue low-key luxury. There is also this radial pattern. This kind of radial pattern on the dial. Every process is precisely engraved by a laser, so it shows a high level of craftsmanship. This dial retains classic elements, but also expresses texture through modern craftsmanship. In fact, the most attractive is our fully customized service. We can on this dial to make some personalized signatures and engravings, including a special logo pattern, including family badges, memorial dates, or even some special symbols can be engraved on the dial in the